Hey there, folks. How's it going? It's Sunday. As I've talked about many, many times, I don't fancy myself a predictive reader. I don't fancy myself psychic in any way. But as I've been working through reading about Lenormand and all of that, I thought, um, it'd be interesting to see if there's anything to it in terms of, forecasting and um it just experimenting, I guess, with something that is pretty low cost. So I've talked about this a little tiny bit in the past, which is, even though I don't view myself as a predictive reader, I do think there's an element of forecasting in even reading tarot, which is I choose that word very specifically because I think it's different from predicting. And the metaphor there actually means a lot to me. Maybe because words matter a lot. I don't know. The thing is, like, a prediction is this is going to happen. A forecast to me looks at existing patterns and suggests a possible path as a result of those patterns. Whether meteorologists don't just say, oh, my spidey sense tells me it's going to rain this week. They look at what weather patterns are forming around the world and they forecast based on that. So anyway, this is just a little experiment. It's been a tumultuous January. What I thought I would do for this sort of last week of January into the first week of February is explore and do a little recording to see whether or not the reading means anything at the end of the week. So I'm going to try to revisit this next Sunday and see what it said. So I thought, with I haven't been shy about my political opinions. I know that a lot of people don't love that, but or no one's really commented on that on my videos, but I know that makes people uncomfortable. But as I record this, there's protests going on everywhere. And as a tolerant and empathetic human being, and as I always say, I think tarot. I'm not really looking at tarot this week, but this work of divination, I think, is an empathetic art form. And I'm an empathetic human being, and I believe in tolerance, and I believe in I don't know. I believe all kinds of things. Anyway, so I thought, let's do it. Let me just experiment and see, what a Lenormand reading has to say about the week ahead. A forecast for the week ahead, and see how right or wrong I was and why. Because I think that's actually a good practice if, we're forecasting anything. I'm sure meteorologists have to do something similar when they go to meteorology school. Although, not being a meteorologist, I have no idea. So, anyway, let's try 9 cards, and I'm gonna let the first column of 3 represent the foundation, and I use the foundation to kind of help me make sure that I'm on the same page, that it's making any sense to me at all, because I like to have that sense of, like, am I picking up on what's actually happening already? And then the middle column is sort of the present, which would be sort of today. And again, that's another kind of foundation. Anyway, I'm sure many people watching this probably know more about Lenormand than I do. But I have, over the last year, gotten a couple requests for Lenormand readings, or videos on them, and I haven't actually done any because I just don't feel that well versed in it. And as I've said, I've done some Lenormand readings for a couple of you who asked for them as practice readings, and I'm really thankful for that, for allowing me to sort of work that way. I'm still not sure I feel like it's the right tool for me, you know. But I've kind of let it rest for a few weeks, and coming back to it to explore. So let me just finish shuffling here, and let's look at, you know, a forecast for this week in politics in the United States, and see what we got. So I'm just gonna pick out 9 cards here. Let's do 3 for column 1, 3 for column 2, and 3 for column 3. Righto. So if you've ever done this, you know, sort of the way I've been learning is working on, well, these aren't all visible. Let me make them all visible first. If you listen to me at all talk about this, the way that I've been learning is sort of watching videos on YouTube, but also Caitlin Matthews' book on Lenormand, which I think is really, it's very, very rich, that information though. So it's not super easy for me. But what the first thing I do, sort of inspired by that book, is I look at the center card, and I look at what that suggests as an overall theme. I'm getting a sense of movement. Interestingly, then I look at the first card, which is Akina. It's got a woman, which suggests the overall influence of a woman, and it's interesting that this is the first card, because, you know, the woman doesn't necessarily mean something the way the rest of the cards do. It's a significator. So there's a sense of something feminine moving, something feminine kind of progressing, even. So, you know, that's a theme I'm going to look through as I kind of work through it. Now, foundationally, I'm going to look at the first row here, sort of where are we coming from? And it looks like, you know, there's been, so see, this is, and again, I'm just sort of working through something, you know, as I do in these videos, I work through my inner monologue, which normally, if I were reading for someone, I wouldn't necessarily say. It's interesting, you know, what can this mean besides a woman? Does it represent humanity? Does it represent a progressive movement? You know, I'm gonna you know, go back to this initial pairing of the first and middle cards to say, you know, there's a progress, a movement forward, a migration. I'm gonna for the time being kind of use the woman card to represent us, as sort of a gender neutral audience or group of people, you know what I mean? That's not necessarily where the card would normally go, but I'm not reading for a woman, so who is this woman? I'm not sure. It's got to stand in for somebody, and so I'm going to allow it to be sort of a collective we. So foundationally, there's been sort of knowledge that's been blocked, secrets that have been blocked from us. And that's what that first row suggests, which, again, if something's being blocked and if it's knowledge or secrets that have been blocked, it's hard to know for sure. So foundationally, I feel a little shaky here because it doesn't necessarily validate anything I know to be true. It does feel like the truth sort of politically in the last few weeks, even, that we as a collective, we have been blocked from reality and from knowing what's true. Looking at the middle row, it does, sort of, again, this is where we've been coming from, right? This is the foundation of where we've been coming from. The middle row is sort of what's happening right this second. And we've got an institution moving towards dishonesty or thievery or taking things away. So that's interesting. Institutional progress, but the progress seems to be toward dishonesty. That's curious. This is a very partisan reading, by the way. So, take that or leave it. But it does, that does feel pretty accurate to me. So where are we headed in the week ahead? So a surprise, will engender really good feelings. It seems like this. So this is something good. There's something pretty or surprising is going to feel good, and will in fact, create a sense of flow, a sense of feeling good about a progress, a feeling of abundance, a feeling of money. But I'm thinking like money as money as a metaphor in this case with the fit. So I probably should have said, because it's not easy to see which cards are which. So woman, mountain, book, tower, stork, mice, bouquet, heart, fish. So there's like a surprise of something that feels good, that something makes it feel stable and safe, abundant, flowy, in that way. That feels like a good thing. And it feels, if we look sort of in a diagonal, we've got us as the woman, this sort of community progressing towards some sort of new feeling of some safety, some security, or alcoholism, which maybe where I might be going. So that's an interesting thing. If I look at the other diagonal, something good, a surprise, something, a gift of something good progresses towards documents or secrets or something written. So there might be like a reveal or a pulling back. Something good seems to happen, progressing towards, a good progress seems to progress towards a book, I want to say the opening of a book, or like secrets, or just something. The letter would be documents, right? The book is usually about knowledge. So maybe this gift, a gift that progresses towards knowledge or revelation of knowledge. So that's that diagonal. If I look at sort of the diamond, there's I'm going to again go kind of with institution, feelings taken away, a block. So there could be a revelation or an experience of an institution suddenly feeling a feeling that's been there being taken away, and then a block being taken away. So it does feel like, in general, there's like potential for a positive kind of generous forward movement, in a good way. Looking at the corner cards, sort of a gift to the significator, or a woman who's a gift. So there may be a woman who is going to be the source of this change. This woman may be a gift. The gift may be a surprise financial, something money, or a surprise or a gift of stability. Looking at these corners, there's like knowledge and money, or secrets and money, A woman and secrets, a woman and knowledge. Money is knowledge of money, money knowledge. Looking at the corner cards having to do with a woman's gift, a gift that's stable secrets, or stable knowledge, a knowledgeable woman. But progress being, or movement anyway, being kind of an important theme. The only thing I sort of haven't done yet is look at the three individual rows. So we've got a woman in an institution or a job that's a gift, a woman in an institution with something surprising, a single woman with a gift, an institutional, a single gift. That's interesting. A block that moves towards good feeling, new feelings, good feelings, secrets or knowledge taken away. The ending with the fish feels good because that's traditionally a positive card. Secrets taken away, thieving becoming stable, becoming stable or being replaced with abundance. So there's an interesting sort of level of combinations. I don't fully grasp all of them, but one of the reasons why I'm recording this and posting it is, if I look back on the week next Sunday, will it show me something that I hadn't anticipated? So to sum up, there's this woman blocked by secrets, or blocked with secrets. This may be us. There's this institution moving, being taken away. So this week or right now, this was the past, this is the present, this institution sort of moving towards dishonesty or taking, but moving forward, there's this gift of feeling, this feeling gift that creates stability and abundance. So this feels like a nice forecast. Certainly moving from this away from this is good. And then looking at the cards in other combinations, they feel largely pretty positive. The ones that are hardest for me to read, or the ones that I'm having the hardest connection to right now, are the horizontal ones. The corners, the diamonds, the diagonals, those seem to be pretty clear to me. But a woman in an institution, a woman as part of something big, is a gift to us somehow. A block moves towards better feelings. Secrets are taken away into abundance or money. So that's what I'm seeing. So now how do I synthesize this? Well, what I synthesize it in is from a bit of blockage and from a bit of taking. It seems like we're heading into a more positive week somehow. It doesn't feel like that's very possible, but that's what I got for you. So again, pardon my political ramblings. I'm going to put a disclaimer down below, so if you don't want to hear, if you don't want to hear what I have to think, you probably turn this off by now. But anyway, I will put a disclaimer down below. But anyway, this is my test on forecasting with Lenormand, which is new to me, and we'll see what this week has in store. And whether I'm full of shit or not, we'll fucking know. All right, have a good week.